Hi everyone, I'm Will from Will's Electrical Services, also known as the Midfield General. In tonight's episode, what I've got here is I've got a little 6-in-1 Milwaukee multi-tool plier set I got from Amazon. I'll tell you a bit of backstory about how I get it, but before we start, if you could do us a massive favour and help us support the channel, if you could like, subscribe and turn the notification bell on. Apparently it helps the channel grow. I don't know, it's a bit cringy that bit, but hey ho, we move on. Right, what it was I was looking into buying some Klein tools, and I see these were a part of a pack of I think I got a few sets of pliers and all that, and these come in it, and I quite like the look of them. It's only 80 quid. I'll show you a picture of the set I bought, and plus I will no doubt review that in the future. But I like the look of these, and it's like I think these called the Croc. I think there's an actual brand in America that are called Crocs, but they're a bit DIY in England. You know, you'd probably find these in one of the like DIY stores and rather a professional use, but I did like the look of them and they did look pretty good. One of the flaws I did see before I crack on is that you've got to take the spring out, and that's pretty pony, because obviously when you put them in your tools, they're always going to stay open, because as soon as you take that spring out, that's lost forever, isn't it? But yeah, so but then I was on Amazon, like looking around. I was killing a bit of time. I spend a lot of time travelling because I follow Chelsea Football Club home and away. I have a lot of time travelling, so I was looking about and I see these, and I did actually buy them for 17 quid. The Milwaukee grips, which are absolutely awesome. It's quite funny really. They have a lifetime guarantee, a limited lifetime guarantee, which is a bit weird really. We don't have that over here. So I think it's the handles have a lifetime guarantee, but I think the actual, obviously you can't have a lifetime guarantee on the cutting surfaces and all that. I'd be interested if I'm wrong. You know, it's quite odd. I should imagine Milwaukee actually make these themselves, because over in Europe and the United Kingdom, they actually get a brand called NWS making their insulated tools and all that, and I've got to be honest, they're not the highest quality tool. When I say that, they're not poor. They're professional standard, but they're not up the elite. They're not like up there with like Klein tools or Knipex, Knipex and that. But yeah, they are nice. Right, I'll just quickly run through them. So the first bit is the ball neck. Obviously, they've got like the long neck pliers. You've got the deburring bit there for like doing conduit, which is quite weird because I've hacked up this bit and like it doesn't actually fit where you've got the bit for doing it. It doesn't actually fit in our size conduit. This is 20 mil. Our conduit's a lot more heavier gauge than yours, so, and it doesn't go in there. 25 mil, I should imagine it'll fit perfectly, but I ain't trimming down a bit for that, just to show you that. And other bits it's got, so obviously you've got the cable gauge there, which is pretty good. It cuts, the highest it is, bang, the highest bit it cuts is 6 mil, and I think it goes down to 75, 0.75 on the well, it done 1 mil on the lowest. Obviously you've got to ignore it's got a little gauge, like cable gauge there. It says solid stranded, so but you just got to ignore that. When I've seen the reviews of some of the other people who have done it, the Americans as well, even Matt from Addicted to Tools, I'll put a link to his video up there. He's done a nice review. It's slightly different. I think he done the 7-to-1, and I think the 7-to-1's more for twin and a half cables and all that. So we've got that, and you've got the cable shearing bit in the middle, which obviously 10 mil worth, cuts it perfectly. And then you've got two other things, and they utilise the two other bits because they've got bolt cutters here, which we've got 10 mil. Like I was hoping it'd do like the two different sizes. I was hoping it'd do a 4 mil and do a 3.5, which it does screw in both of them, but it does churn up the threads, so they're not actually designed for it. But what you can do is on the larger one, you can put the 3.5 and snap it. It's perfect. That's one feature that I miss on every set of my pliers. I think that every single brand, I know CK do it on a couple of their tools, so I don't know if they've patented it over here, for only them to use it. But I think, it'd be such a handy tool. But how often do you actually cut down like screw and socket screws? I just got to have a tray full of them. The other thing is what it's got in the middle, which these bolt cutters, what they use is that you can actually bend over make a loop of the cables, which this particular type we don't really use in in the UK, because I think over in America, like the sockets and switches, the screws for the terminals are uninsulated, so they've just literally got a screw coming down, so they use loops like that. Where over here we usually do the really tight fold overs as well, which I don't tend to use. If it's 1.5 or maybe 2.5, if I could fold it over with my fingers, I'll do it. If not, I won't do it. Reason being, over the years of testing, I would always, every time we pull out a circuit in a MCB, it would always break off. Someone would always crush it to the last minute of their life, you know what I mean? And it'd be just wrecked. One of the other flaws is with these pliers, which I always forget to mention with all the others, is that where we use twin and earth, it's really hard to strip the cable, because you always got to cut it, pull the earth out and pull it up. Traditionally, we're not actually trained at college to do it that way. We're supposed to use a knife, but I can guarantee you, for working for like over the last 20 years and meeting a couple hundred electricians, no one uses a knife. One of the reasons is that they're highly illegal on building sites, the open blade ones. You can buy ones that do use it. I'm sure there is people use it, you know what I mean? It's just that I don't tend to. Everyone always uses these for it, you know, strip it, bang it up. It's a doddle. But yeah, all in all, they're nice set of kit. As I say, if you can get them for about 23 or under like 23, 30 quid, I will do a link to my Amazon store below. But yeah, they're nice set, but they're nice and heavy. I think they're about 8 inches long, 120 mil. Right, you know, like, because they've got all the cable shear bits there, it's easier for second fixing. So you probably could do like a consume unit, a fuse board, this board, or anything like that. You could terminate a lighting panel. It'd probably be handy. But I like them because they're quite rough. You know what I mean? They're solid as well. They're probably the heaviest. They're probably. Yeah, they're heavier than those as well, the Knipex ones, you know, which like you look at them now, they look quite bold. They don't look like they do a lot, a bit like my fringe. Right, anyway, it's only enough for a little short episode. I hope you got something out of it. And don't forget, if you're going to be anything this week, then be electric. Up the old blues, you know, why not, eh?